how can you improve your attitude? Do you have a bad attitude? Be honest with me. Really? You're good? Well, maybe you don't need this video then. Well, if you want to improve your attitude anyway, and you feel like you could just use a boost in that energy that you're carrying every day, the kind of vibe that you bring to the people around you, to the problems that you encounter, because we all have them, and generally just towards life. What's your attitude towards life? Maybe we can make it a little bit better today. The main thing that I learned is that most people see problems as problems. They see problems as something that's bad. As if problems are like these evil spirits coming after you to chase you down and make you feel horrible about your life and show you how much of a piece of you are. That's not the truth. A problem can be seen in many ways. And the key to improving your attitude is really perspective. When you change the way you look at things, the things that you are looking at will change. Perception, perspective. That's the key to a better attitude. So how do we use that? Well, instead of encountering a problem and going, oh, God damn it, why does this have to happen to me? Why? Why am I so bad? I always get it wrong. I suck. We can say, what opportunity is presenting itself in disguise? Because that's really what problems are. What's this telling me? How is this showing me ways that I can improve? What's really the underlying problem underneath the problem? Because a lot of problems aren't real problems. They're just little flares that are shooting out to distract you from the real issue that's going down deep underneath. What's that issue, you ask? Well, it might be an emotional trauma. That's usually something along the lines of what it will be. Maybe it's a scar from a previous relationship. And now you see that your current relationship isn't working. Maybe that doesn't have much to do with the current relationship. It might have a lot to do with your past experiences. Maybe a marriage that ended. Maybe just an intimate relationship that you were really invested into that just all of a sudden broke apart. Or maybe a relationship you never had because you just don't feel like you have experience and you don't know what you're doing and you're just confused and you watched your parents growing up and they were dysfunctional and now you don't know what's going on and you're just lost. So instead of saying, oh, I'm having a problem with this person and this is what's really going on? That's what I always ask myself. What's really going on here? Because it's probably not what you think. And your whole reality changes when you realize that, wait a second, it's not this thing, there's something underneath this thing that's triggering me, that's making me feel this pain. Because if you had no emotional attachment, is it really an issue? Whatever the problem is, even if it's business, even if it's logical, we are reacting with emotions. People think they deal with problems through logic. And that's usually, yes, how you eventually handle it. But initially it's emotional, the response is emotional. We get flooded with all this, I don't know what to do, what's going on, it's crazy. Instead, take a step back and look at what's really going on here. And once you have that figured out and you see the issue that's underneath, it's a lot easier to resolve. Now, how do we resolve it? Well, we ask, what can I do? Not, why me? That's the victim question. Why me? Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? I'm such a good guy, I'm such a good girl, I try my best, everything, and now this, why? Why? It's not fair. It's more than fair. It's showing you how to grow. It's an opportunity. So instead ask, what can I do? What can I do to make this better? What can I do to solve this issue? What can I do that will make this better? Not, why me, why me, why me? And once you ask yourself that question, something will arise. Out of stillness, out of peace, not out of confusion, anger, and a feeling of being hurt, but rather stillness, peace, and inner tranquility, if you want to use some fancy words here. So the answer will often be along the lines of, actually, I might not need to do much at all. This will pass in and of itself. Or, okay, if I step just slightly to the right or to the left, that will make the whole problem disappear. Or if I get to the core cause, the root, I can make this tweak and all of a sudden it's gone. Usually something along those lines. Oh, and you know what? That will fix this problem and all this will go away all of a sudden. Getting kind of crazy here, right? All of a sudden everything's shaking up. Your whole reality is shifting because you're realizing that, look, this one little thing, tweaked, done a little bit differently, an ever so slight adjustment can make all the difference in your life. It doesn't have to be that the world is ending if there's an issue in your relationship, or if you're not in the physical condition that you want to be in. Maybe you're overweight, maybe you're too skinny, whatever. It could be that you simply make an adjustment that's very light. But of course, when the emotions kick in and you let them take over, it's, God, I'm so fat, I can never lose weight. Or, oh, she doesn't love me, or he doesn't love me, they don't care about me at all. They're just selfish. When in reality, they're experiencing pain too. They have problems too. That weight that you want to lose isn't going to go away by you saying, God, I'm so overweight. It's going to go away by you setting a goal and then working towards it every day. And the relationship isn't going to get better when you say, God, they're so selfish or self-centered, or they only care about themselves, or, oh, they have all these problems. That's not going to make anything change. So the real decision is, do you want things to get better for real, or do you want them to keep getting worse? Because a lot of people say, oh, I want this problem gone, but in reality, their ego is identified to that problem. So instead of actually solving it, they get emotionally attached and then they can't let go of it because that problem defines who they are. Now, if you really listen to that, you'll find something very profound. It's that we don't really want our problems to go away. We think we are them. So the real key here, the real solution, is to distance yourself emotionally, finding inner peace, asking that calm question of what can I do? And all of a sudden, all the issues, all the stress, all the bad stuff that you were experiencing is pretty much immediately disappeared because you changed your perception, you changed your perspective, which then changes your attitude towards the problem. And in the end, makes the problem go away. So that's attitude. That's how you get a great attitude, by looking at your problems differently, by changing your perspective, by realizing that you don't have to emotionally react to everything. And this is when you actually become proactive. You go from reactive to proactive. You go from, oh God, what am I going to do, to, okay, here's the next step. And now you can take calm action, resolve any issues, and actually make progress in your life.